My sister Lily Hilton. Here's the body, Mr. Detective. I found her when I got back from work. That was around 5 in the afternoon. I know it seems unlikely, but I just know this wasn't a natural death. My sister was murdered. Her ex has always been violent and... no visible injuries. Did your sister have a weak heart? No. Lily was in a motorcycle crash a little over a week ago, but the doctor said that there was no danger now. She was perfectly fine. If so, the question is, how did Lily Hilton die? You say that she had surgery? Yes, but... A blood transfusion, I presume? Yes, but I tell you... Was her blood type by any chance? Oh. Listen, I told you, her ex-boyfriend is crazy obsessed. He probably poisoned her out of spite or something. You watch too many Korean dramas, Miss Hinton. It's all in the blood, you see. Let's talk about blood type. Many people are familiar with categorizing blood type into A, B, AB, and O blood types. A-type blood carries A proteins, B-type blood carries B proteins, AB-type blood carries both, and O-type blood carries neither of these proteins. A-type blood has antibodies for B proteins, B-type blood has antibodies for A proteins, and O-type blood has antibodies for both A and B proteins. Because AB-type blood carries both A and B proteins, it doesn't possess any antibodies. These blood types are caused by different alleles on chromosome 9. A and B are codominant and dominant over O. Another method of categorizing blood is through the rhesus factor. The rhesus factor is whether you have a certain surface protein on your blood. Rh-positive blood possesses those surface proteins, while Rh-negative blood doesn't, and instead has antibodies. Wait, so we've been talking about antibodies, but what are they? Antibodies are in charge of getting rid of foreign material in the blood and keeping us healthy. Even though A and B proteins aren't really harmful, the antibodies still think of them as foreign materials and try to get rid of them. If the bloodstreams were a country, the antibodies would be the soldiers that take care of keeping the country safe and without spies or immigrants. Isolationism, anyone? Because of this, when there is a blood transfusion, doctors have to be careful not to give a person with A-type blood B-type blood because the blood will clot. And when giving and receiving blood, the universal donor is O-negative because it has no A or B proteins that other blood types might have antibodies for, and as it is Rh-negative, it does not have any surface proteins either. So naturally, the universal recipient is AB positive because it has no antibodies for A or B proteins, and Rh positive doesn't have antibodies for Rh negative. Note that it's the original blood that is more potent because there is more of it, not because it was there first. If the incoming blood has antibodies, it's not that big of a deal as there is a finite amount of blood. Before Karl Landsteiner discovered blood groups in 1901, countless people died from blood transfusions. Some people would be given incompatible blood types, and their blood would start clogging after the surgery. Blood clotting or agglutination could clog blood vessels and stop the blood from circulating around the body. The clotted blood cells could also crack and leak toxic hemoglobin into the body. This could be extremely dangerous for the patient, as well as if blood happened to clot near the heart. This would produce an effect like if the patient had suffered a heart attack, since the blood would not be able to circulate properly. This is how Lily Hilton died, not because of her vengeful ex, but because of a horrible mix-up at the hospital. Congratulations! Now you know yet another way it could suddenly drop dead.